Hey Scallywags, what's up? It's Robert here. I'm in the fish hall. What I'm talking about today is something that I see a lot of, and I'm just going to share what I've done recently to make for some little grow out totes for some brand new fry. I found some new long fin green dragon fry today. I'm planning on some L144A fries to grow out soon as well. So I've got two species of plecos that we're going to grow out. I'm working on a couple other species of cichlids as well, and I know I've got a couple of females holding. So I don't have all the tanks for every one of them to actually have their own dedicated tank. So we're going to leverage the water capacity and some of our other tanks to actually help grow out our little fry. What I have here is a very small plastic tote. We got a few of these from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, one of those places. They were on sale. They're BPA free. They're food safe. They came with lids. What I've done is I've cut some little holes out on each side of them. I went in and I fitted them. I made sure that that hole came down to where the top of the water level was that I normally keep it in my tank, so that what this can do is sit inside the top of your tank. These actually happen to fit perfectly on some of these Aquarium and Marine Lane tanks I've got. They sit right on the top of the 55, the 20s, the 29. It'll fit on the top of the tank perfectly so that you don't have to do anything extra. All I've done is I used my soldering iron with the cutting tool on it, and I melted some holes in here. I tried to cut it with a very sharp knife. I almost cut my finger off. I don't recommend that. Whatever you do, be safe. If you do any kind of melting or anything, do it outside. I took a little deburring tool and deburred all the sharp parts off of it. Not that I'm worried about it at all, but just so it's a little bit smoother for us. Next is I've got this little piece of black foam. It's not super porous, but it's not giant either. I know that I can't get anything through it. Any fry won't fit through it or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to cut it to fit just a little bit bigger than each one of these holes in this box. Once I've got each piece cut, I want to put two pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and make a slit on the thin part of each one of these. What that's going to do is allow us to take the foam and slide it into this hole we've created. And what that'll do is allow us to have it be propped in there so that no fish can get in or out of it and just water flows through naturally. Once it's in the tank, all I'm going to do is I'm going to drop an air stone in it and let it bubble out, and that will help create the current. The water flow of the tank will flow fresh water through here constantly, so we're not worrying about trying to maintain a very small tank. One moment, I'll be back with fresh sponge. Okay, I'm back. Got our bucket. What I did is I took that one piece of sponge, I cut it into two pieces. Now, these are by no means perfectly square or anything like that. They're big enough, they're going to cover those holes, and I'm happy with that. What I did is I took my knife and I slit on the half here, here, all the way around on all four sides. Same thing on this sponge here, so that you got these little flappers. What we're going to do is just take our sponge, prop it through there. It clips on both sides basically. Covers up our hole really nice. Do the other side here. As we can see, I rinsed them off, so that's why it's wet. But we'll handle down. Little sponge, make it a little straighter with a little meter. And just like that, this is probably less than $3. I paid $2 for the tote or the little bucket. This is a piece of sponge that I had left over from another project. If you were to go out and just buy a little package of leftover sponge or flugel sponge or any kind of sponge or foam or anything, you're gonna spend a couple bucks. So for under $5, this is what I kind of like to do for a lot of the things that we do here in the fish hole, in the fish bowl, so that we stay kind of on the inexpensive side but functional at the same time. This is super handy. I really like having these. I've done a couple other variations of these for smaller fish, just kind of depends, and we'll talk about those one day maybe. Ultimately, thanks for checking out my cheap DIY fry grow out box that fits inside your tank. Have a great day, guys. Okay, so here we can see I've got my little tote installed. I don't have air in it yet, but I just floated it into this 20-gallon tall guppy tank. I've got some guppies growing out in, pretty little guppies. But I'm not going to use this for guppies, but I want to leverage the tank. So what we have is just our tote. It's floating in here. There's a little bit more water. So it's up here on this lip. And just like that, it ain't gonna go nowhere. I don't have to worry about any fish getting in it. or once there's fish in it, there won't be any fish getting out of it.